So we are going to wait about 3 minutes to give some other people a chance to join us. In the meantime, feel free to get comfortable and begin to relax for today's meditation. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm Beyer. I'm one of the Mindfulness Fellows, or Mellows, with the Center for Spirituality, Dialogue, and Service here on campus. I lead meditations on Mondays. The other Mellows lead meditations on the other weekdays from noon to noon 30. And I'm just going to get us started with a nice meditation to start off your week today. I think we'll do a little bit of a body scan and breathing meditation today. So to start, I invite you to take a comfortable seated position. You can sit cross-legged on the floor, positioning your hips above your knees. Or perhaps you're sitting in a chair, keeping your feet flat on the floor, your spine straight. You can also be sitting, standing, laying down, whatever is most comfortable for you. We can go ahead and gently roll our shoulders back and place them down as we begin to settle into our position. Allow your head to grow a little heavy and your chin to fall slightly downward. You can let your hands rest gently in your lap, with your right over your left with the thumbs touching. Or you could place them on your knees with the palms up. Again, whatever feels comfortable for you. Now that you've adjusted to this position for today's meditation, I invite you to softly close your eyes. If you would rather, they can remain open 3 to 4 feet in front of you. And I will clap twice to begin this meditation. To start, you can go ahead and take several deep cleansing breaths, pulling air in through your nose, exhaling out through your nose and mouth. Notice the way your body feels as you take these breaths, how your stomach expands and contracts with each inhale and exhale. As you take these deep breaths, you can begin to let go of noises around you, something happening outside the window or in the other room. You can just allow that to fade away. Bring your attention back to your breath. You can draw your attention to a point in your body where the breath makes itself clear to you. Perhaps in your nose or in the back of your throat. Just pay attention to that point. We can always return to that throughout today's meditation to ground us in our breath. You can notice any points of tension in your body, maybe in your forehead, in your neck. Just allow that to flow out of you with the breath. You can imagine that with each inhale you're taking in, bringing all your breath into your body. And with each exhale, you're releasing all of that, allowing all your stress and tension to flow out of your body with the breath. Now that your breath has returned to its normal rhythm, we can bring our attention to each part of the body to experience how our breath flows through us. You can bring your attention to your feet, noticing anything that they might be carrying, noticing the way they feel against the floor, the carpet under your feet. Remembering to always return to the breath when you feel your mind wandering to thoughts of other things, of the past, of worries for the future. You can always come back to your breath and to that point we found earlier where your breath makes itself really clear to you. Moving through your body, I invite you to begin to think about your legs. Remembering how they carry you through life. Noticing any tension you might be holding on to in your legs. You can picture the breath washing all that tension away, out through your feet and into the ground on every exhale. Notice too the way your hips may be carrying tension and stress from your day. Feel as the breath flows through them, from your upper body to your lower body. Just filling every part of that. You can take a minute and think about the pattern of our breath in our hips. Remembering you can always return to the breath and to the pattern anytime you feel yourself getting distracted. When you feel ready, and shift to thoughts, your stomach and your chest. Notice the way your lungs, your diaphragm contract and expand, really showing visibly how the breath pumps through your body. Perhaps taking a moment to place a hand on your chest and your stomach. Just feel with your own weight the power of the breath. And how it moves inside you. Maybe you can feel your heart rate in this moment. Maybe you cannot. Just acknowledge that it's there. Feel the way your chest is giving life to the rest of your body. And the way that life is thrilling through your body in this moment. Again, we can always return our attention to our breathing without judgment, without criticism. Just calmly and compassionately bringing our mind back to this moment and to our breath. I invite you now to think about your shoulders, your arms, Often our shoulders is a place where we carry a lot of weight from our lives. Allow your shoulders to sink down. Allow that weight to drop into the floor. And allow your whole upper body to grow heavy. Your arms, wrists, hands, all of it sinking downward. Relaxing every muscle in this moment and creating space for your breath to flow through you. Pause a second here and picture our breath reaching every fingertip in our whole body, every toe, every part of us. Our neck, too, is another place we often carry stress. This moment, you can allow your neck to grow heavy, allow it to release the weight of your head. You can focus on how your breath flows through your neck, how it brings energy to your head and to your face and your brain. Notice how it moves with your stomach, with your lungs, pulsing like the rest of your body, slowly and calmly, every second. Moving into your head, you can notice tension you might be holding on to in your face, in your jaw, your cheek muscles. Allow that to melt away. Allow your face to soften. Not trying to control it, just allowing it to be exactly what it is in this moment. Take note of that point in your body again, where we found that the breath makes itself clear to you. Note if that's in your head, or in your neck. Always paying attention to our breathing. Always focusing on our inhale and our exhale in each moment. Now I invite you to take a moment and step back. Look at your whole body in this moment of total relaxation, calm. Notice any tension that might be lingering. Allow that to wash away with the next breath. Here we'll just spend a minute in our newly calmed body, focusing all of our attention on the breath, on the patterns flowing inside us. Remembering that if your mind wanders, you can always bring it back calmly to focusing on your breath. It can be helpful to picture your thoughts like clouds floating by overhead. You notice them, you see them, you acknowledge them, but then you let them pass. You bring your attention back to you in this present moment, back to your body. Always remembering that the art of meditation is in the practice. And we approach our practice with no judgment, with only love for ourselves and kindness for our journey to focus on the breath and to be in the present moment. I invite you to go ahead and think of a word or a phrase to encapsulate this relaxed experience for you. Something that you can return to as you move forward with your day and your week to remind you of this moment, to remind you of your breath, and the importance of giving it the attention it deserves in your body. Once you've got your word or phrase in mind, you can sit with it for a minute, perhaps saying it out loud to yourself, repeating it in your head, Maybe just saying it on every exhale. Reminding yourself that the world is always around you, that your breath is always inside you. We can always return to those two things in order to refocus on the present moment. Remembering that we can always go back to that point we selected, the start of the meditation, where the breath was really clear to us, that one point in your body. We can always return there. Even outside of this meditation, we can always bring our attention back to that point as a way to center ourselves. As you are ready, you can begin to introduce some noises from around you back into your mind. Perhaps picking up on things happening in the room next door or outside. Still keeping your attention on the breath, but beginning to notice these things. Beginning to introduce some small movements in the body, perhaps wiggling your fingers or your toes. Beginning to awaken ourselves for the rest of the day and the week. When you feel ready, perhaps first rubbing your hands together to generate heat, placing them on your eyes. You can go ahead and open your eyes and readjust yourself to the world. And I'm going to end today's meditation by clapping twice. So thank you all for joining us today. Like I said, I'm Beyer. I'm one of the Mindfulness Fellows or Mellows with the Center for Spirituality, Dialogue, and Service on campus. Other Mellows lead meditations on weekdays from noon to noon 30. Those are all live on the CSDS YouTube page, as well as other mindfulness events. So I encourage you to check those out. And thank you all for sharing this space with me. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and week.